That's you know how it is. It, I mean, come on, man. You know how it is. When you talk about your peoples, and you know somebody else is talking about your peoples, and I mean talking about your peoples in a bad way. And those people that they talking about are your loves. Those are your number ones. Your right hand man's 100 grand. Or they talking about your kids. How you gonna let somebody talk about your kids? You know that's a sensitive area. I don't care what my kids have done. We can talk about their acts, but we can't talk about them personally, right? So let's get into this thing. Urban Therapy with Sun 752 with this your the daily. Go get a mism number 1K66 for August 30th, 2017. All right, so there comes a time in all of our lives where we have to defend our messed up kids and our friends. Yes, y'all, and you don't stop. So, hey, everybody can't have good kids. Everybody can't have good kids with good intentions. Everybody can't have good kids who do bad things, who have good potential. Sometimes that's just not the case. Sometimes our kids get bad, real bad, you know what I'm saying? And they don't want to listen. They don't want to do good things. They lie, they steal, they cheat, they deceive. The truth just ain't in them. They go through periods in their lives where they really offend other people. Sometimes they're abusive. Sometimes they're violent. They don't want to listen to reason. Headstrong to a fault. In and out of jail. Back and forth to court. You always having to run and dig them out of something or whatever. But if anybody, and then I mean if anybody comes to you talking about some, yo man, your son ain't shit, yo, your daughter ain't nothing but a hoe, she ain't nothing but a trick, she ain't, you know, she gold digger, she do that, this, that, and the third. She be out here, you know, fucking these dudes for money and all of that. We not trying to hear that. Even if we know for a fact that it's true. Listen, it may be true, but that's true in-house. You from outside the house, you're not privy to that information. You are not authorized to talk about that, and I'm not going to let you talk about that. Now, listen, I'm going to give you a chance to stop trying to talk about my children, my cheering. And if you don't do that, then I'm going to have to treat you like my bad children when they were younger. I'm going to have to whoop that ass, but I ain't going to do it with a belt. And that's kind of just the way it is, man. You know, yeah, people may say that we're wrong in the end. Yeah, and of course we've seen mothers crying over their sons when they get arrested, even though they've pulled off double murders and rapes and all kinds of stuff. Of course, those examples are extreme, but yeah, the love that you have and the length that you'll go to defend your seeds is extreme. I don't know if there's anything more extreme than that. So it's something that we have to deal with. It's something that we have to definitely take into consideration at all times. It is what it is. You love your babies. You gave birth to your babies. You created your babies. And if y'all close like that, if the love has remained that way, then it doesn't matter what they have done. See, when people say how messed up your kids are, that's like an indictment on your upbringing, on the way that you've raised your children. So you're not really trying to hear that. So if your children lie, it's because you've allowed them to lie or you've taught them to lie. If your children steal, it's because you've allowed them to steal or you've taught them to steal, and you've enabled them. If they're violent, it's because they may have seen you be violent or somebody be violent towards you, and you've enabled that. So it's like when somebody talks bad about your kids, it's like an indictment on the way that you raise your kids, and you ain't trying to hear that. You know, I mean, this is bigger than not wanting to face the truth. It is what it is. It is what it is. You ain't gonna be trying to hear that. Yo, you just, how about you just shut your mouth? Don't say nothing about my kids. Don't say nothing about my friends. Speaking of friends, we all have friends that are messed up. Not all of our friends are messed up, of course not. Because if all of our friends were messed up, then more than likely we have a hint of being messed up too. But we all have that friend that used to steal, that friend that lies all the time for no good reason, but they lie. They may not be our close friend, but sometimes they are. Sometimes they are our closest friend, in which they will lie to everybody else and even sometimes lie to us, but they won't lie to us big like they will lie to somebody else. And maybe they will lie to us big, but they won't lie to us big with bad intentions, like intentions of malicious intent. So we put up with them a little bit. You know, I grew up in the era where you had to put the padlock on the door. Of course, not all homes had to do that, and that didn't happen in my home either. But it was the crack era, and you know there were trust issues all around. We had to do some things. So you know, we just sort of had to play the hand we were dealt. Shit is real out here. But yeah, nonetheless, they were our friends, and we have to defend them. So if anybody outside of our friendship starts to talk about our friends, we will be quick to defend our friends. Yeah, alright, yeah. Well, tell you what, see, here's the problem, homie. I understand that you feel like you're telling the truth about my homie, but the truth has its place. And guess what? This ain't the time or the place. So keep it moving with that bullshit. Get out of here. Because I don't want to make an enemy out of you defending my peoples. And that's what I'm prepared to do right now. Don't make me have to do it. Let's not scuffle. Let's be friends. And the best way for us to be friends right now is for you to not talk about my friend. You have to defend them sometimes. We were talking about it on the show. Sometimes you have to take that ride. You got to ride for a cause that you don't even think is worth riding for. Hey, be like that sometimes. Yeah, I don't want to ride. Yeah, the last time I rode, it didn't go down well, and I was wondering if we was ever going to be able to get back. But we did. But I'd rather not do this again. But guess what? Sometimes you got to do it again and again and again and again. Yeah, it sounds crazy to people who know no loyalty. However, it is what it is. So when you do feel that loyalty, when you want to make sure and ensure that your loved ones don't meet the fate of something devastating due to the actions of somebody else, sometimes you got to take that ride, and you got to ride for them hard. Even though they may be messed up. They might even be wrong. Hey, you know, sometimes you have to whoop your friends and your children's asses when everybody else has gone away. It be like that sometimes, you know? So let's deal with it. Anyway, good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours. And remember, listen, sometimes you just have to take that ride for your loved ones and defend them, even though you know that they're wrong. You know that your kids are wrong. You know that your friends are wrong. You know that they ain't right. You know the struggle that you've been putting up with, dealing with them for whatever period in your life you're in now, and they are in now. But nonetheless, you would want and hope that they would defend you if you weren't there to defend yourself. So you got to make sure that you defend them when they aren't around. And sometimes, even when they're wrong, you got to defend them when you're around. Hey, it be like that sometimes. The Daily Go Getterism show is every single day. Every single day. 6 a.m. Eastern. 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we got to flip around that 6 and make it into a 9. 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Call in number 319-527-6199. Once again, the number to call. 319-527-6199. Holla.